Black is King finally came out. Finally got to watch it. And I wanted to do a review. There was a lot of tension building up to the production, and I wanted to speak on those issues, but also just like give my 2 cents of what I think around those controversies and around like a lot of the stuff that's obviously been happening. Personally, I loved the visual arts in the film. I loved how it was portrayed, how Black people were portrayed as beautiful, and I do feel like it's important to support those positive images of Blackness. In terms of the imagery, which I really wanted to highlight today, was this beautiful image of Beyonce. I loved the smoky eye and the pink, and it's something that we don't really usually see Beyonce in, so that was really fun to see, and I want to recreate that look today with you guys while I explain some of the things that I felt like were a shortfall, some of the things that people might have felt were shortfalls equally, and yeah, let's just get into it and discuss it. Like, Black is King is a major topic, guys, and I didn't want to like sweep it under the carpet because of the visual arts, the representation. I feel like my channel really embodies trying to speak and uplift not only women but especially Black women who go through a lot in their daily lives. So I want to recreate that look, and yeah, let's give it a try. So the first thing I'm going to go in with is just some concealer around my eyes. I'm just going to take it up to my eyebrow because we're going to do those first before I actually do my my whole face. And the reason why I'm doing this is because we're obviously creating a nice smoky eye. So if there's fallout, I can just wipe it off, as opposed to doing my whole face first and then trying to trying to wipe it off, and then it black can really mess with your base. So I don't want to find myself in that situation and spending more time trying to fix the issue than just eliminating. Prevention is better than cure. So I'm just gonna dab some black. This is the Essence Smoky 2-in-1 Kohl Liner. It's quite old, it doesn't exist, but this is gonna give our smoky eye a really nice base. So already just smudging it out like so. And then I'm gonna take a little blending brush like so, and just start spreading that into the eye. I'm going to grab this brown and then just start adding that around my eye, just to give that black a little bit of a blend. So people felt very angry and annoyed at the fact that, okay, fine, here is Beyonce coming again saying that she supports Africa, but this film that she's making is not even really going to be accessible to Africans. And I think it was a very valid concern, because Mnet only, I think a week or so before the film was going to be aired, did they actually state that no, we're actually going to play the film. I'm just going in with a little bit of black again in the corners, and so 2 weeks before the film was going to air, Mnet then announced that they would actually be airing the film. So then that sort of shut us up. And I mean, it was a valid concern, because I feel like, people just felt like Beyonce is a bit disingenuous in terms of her attraction to Africa. It seemed like, it's constantly about, how she is gonna benefit from it, and at the same time sort of appropriating African culture. And again, this felt like, something that was leading towards that kind of conversation again. Going in with a dark brown now, just again, just blending in that thing. Please note that I this is a recreation. I'm not copying the actual thing, the actual makeup look. So this might look different, and I'm adjusting it to my own complexion and my own intensity. So don't come for me, okay? Don't come for me. Anyway, so people felt like, you know, it was a bit disingenuous, because who is this film actually made for? I'm just gonna add a little bit of green just to give it that really nice, mysterious sort of look. And I'm gonna use this green from, I'm going to use this green from the Makeup Revolution Integrity palette. What I wanted to say was that while it's possible that, you know, Beyonce has her own ideas, I think from a business perspective, because Disney was the funder, or the person that was obviously giving the funds, I think it's possible that they wanted distribution marketing rights, and therefore they sort of leaned more towards, you know, like obviously not like distributing it to an African country. I mean, it's Disney Plus. Disney Plus is not available here, so, you know, they didn't probably think of the greater issue at hand. And I think that goes more towards, you know, white supremacy and capitalism, because for Disney, it's money making. I mean, African culture has been, you know, been the hot topic for some time now. And I really feel like for them, they felt like, oh, okay, cool, well, this is what, you know, Africans want to see, and Beyonce can deliver that, so why not? I'm going back in with the brown. And I just honestly feel like that was the situation. And thank God for Mnet, who then jumped on the bandwagon and was like, hey, let's distribute this thing and have it accessible as well to, you know, African people. And so I feel like that's probably how it played out, because I mean, I don't think Beyonce has like Disney money to produce a film like that on her own. So I just feel like we should give her a little bit of slack for that. Like, come on, guys. Like some things are really not in like Black people's control, and I think that in itself highlights a big issue. You know, like she understands that she can't do all of this by herself, and she's just another Black girl from Texas trying. And yeah, she always, you know, tries to do her best, and I think that's something that we should, you know, be positive about. Okay, next I'm gonna take this black liner and just go along my lash line, and then of course underneath the eye. And then I'm just gonna take a little brush, dip into my dark brown again, and then just smudge that out, and then just blend it out again with my little fluffy brush. It's like browns, blacks, or green. You can see just like that brightness that the green creates in the smoke, and it's honestly just so beautiful. And then I'm going to do the same on my lower lash line. I'm just going to take a slightly smaller brush, gonna take a slightly smaller brush and just smudge that out again with my brown liner. I'm just gonna adapt this a little bit with my own touch to the look, because I really just want to make it come alive. Okay, so what I wanted to take was this rattlesnake pigment from Peaches and Cream, and just dust that over my eye. It has a green iridescent sort of kickback to it, so that's why I wanted to use like this greenish color. That's what I wanted to get, like a green effect onto the lid. And then what I'm gonna do is go back to my brown with another flat fluffy brush, and just on top of that just double it down so it doesn't look too green. Like I don't want it to look too green. I honestly just want to make it look more brown with just the slightest bit of green just peeking through, you know. So you can see the intensity here is less than the intensity there. Then I'm just going to take the residue of that shimmery color and just run it through my lower lash. Okay, so I'm going to take this pencil first and then just like go through my lines. So another thing that people felt was that, you know, Beyonce was expropriating a lot of African culture for her personal gain. And that she is just like doing this to look cool and whatever. And I mean, I think two things can exist, you know, can exist concurrently. I mean, pop culture is very cool. You know, there is a huge awareness on, you know, Black lives, African lives, you know, but I think for Africans, they felt that like, you know, this thing shouldn't really be told by like, you know, someone who's not African, and their culture shouldn't be represented by someone who's not African. I'm just taking a black liner just to define it a bit more, because you can see that her eyebrows are very messy. They're not like very like, you know, picture perfect and stuff, but obviously I'm going to just align this to my own style. Because I don't have like nice bushy eyebrows to play this look off as is, so I need to adapt it. Watching the film, I think some people's concerns were that, you know, sometimes being African is so romanticized and takes away from the actual issues of racism, the actual issues of you know, the issues of, you know, inequality, the issues of poverty. You know, like the whole river dance thing was sort of symbolic of something that people in Africa still go through today, and they still find so much pain in having to walk long miles to rivers to you know, to get access to just drinking water. And I think romanticizing that makes it seem like it's a non-issue, and I can see why some people might feel like, you know, this is not a good representation. Like, we need to be careful of the kind of message we want people to be aware of. We want people to be aware of the very big issues that do play their part and sneak themselves in to African countries. And so I can see why people are offended by that, because it's hurtful. Like, when you live through something that is painful, and here comes this person who's glorifying this very thing that is painful to you, who you still know people who live like that and still have, you know, no say, you become emotional towards it in an angry way. And I think that's just part of the debates that we need to go through. But I also feel like, you know, we need to also strive to equally not just represent, you know, things that are horrible about being African, but also highlight the good and the positiveness. And I think we need to find a very good balance between showing what is real, what is beautiful, what is glorifying. And I think that's what Beyonce was really trying to do here. Okay, next I mixed in my L'Oreal Paris foundations. They're very glowy. You can see that they have this beautiful like speck of reflection in the foundation already. So her skin looks very plump, very dewy on here, and that's what I want to recreate. So I've just mixed that into a little corner, and I'm just going to mix that in and just cover my face in a way that's like, you know, beautiful. What I was saying was that I think Beyonce has the right to her culture, in as much as we all do, and I think she should be allowed to embrace it. She should be allowed to promote it. She should be allowed to you know, rejoice in, you know, what is her ancestral past. And is she making money of it? Of course, like, she definitely is making crap loads of money from it, but she's also worked hard for the going rates that she does, and she's earned her place. And I feel like you know, if I was in the same position, I would also want to make money. But is she also neglecting Africans and not like putting them on and using her platform for positive things? Absolutely she is. So I feel like then we just need to give her a break for just at least trying, because I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we need to be supportive of each other, man. Like, we can't just be criticizing people who are actually trying, and then, you know, we ourselves in the background of complaining, don't support black business, don't buy from black business, hate black business, hate ourselves, but then we complain when, you know, someone else is actually trying to shine light on important social issues, on blackness, and etc, etc, etc. So I feel like we also have a responsibility to really do right by, you know, the things that we're preaching. Okay, so in the picture, Beyonce's skin is not like overly contoured, so I went in with the color D35L from the Kryolan range of complexion products, and the Dermacolor. And the reason I'm using this is because it creates quite a skin-like look to the skin, and yet giving it the coverage that it needs. So you can see, like, when I blend it in, it's not like this, you know, weird thing. It's such a nice thin layer, but with the coverage that you want. And her skin is not heavily like I think her skin is not heavily contoured. Like, you can see her nose contour is not like heavily contoured. So I want to keep the same energy. Okay, and then just to brighten that up a bit, I'm gonna go in with my L'Oreal in the color Honey, and just so next I'm just gonna set my highlights and foundation with the Makeup Revolution powder. I used the terracotta and the deep banana. I'm not gonna apply it with a beauty blender because I don't want to lose that like mist that we have, not the mist, but like the moisture bronzy face that we currently have. So I'm just gonna dabble it with this Peaches and Cream PC03 brush. I think for the most part, you know, people felt that that Beyonce's outreach towards this growing populism of African culture, of Africanness, was based on, you know, the growing cries of African people who are saying enough is enough. We will glorify ourselves regardless of, you know, what people think. And social media has certainly built a great platform for Africans to connect with one another. And I think people just felt like, well, when I say people, I mean like Africans who live in Africa feel like, okay, Beyonce's just jumping on this bandwagon. Again, two things can exist at the same time. You could genuinely find that you're just more informed, you know, about the need for, you know, realization for this, you know, important social construct. And you may also, you know, feel like, hey, I can actually put you on, make a good project, make this thing work. Like, two things can exist at the same time. And so I think that we just need to be careful of what we are highlighting. Do we want no representation of Black people at all? And when they do have it, we like are angry at the fact that they didn't do it in a way that's, you know, to our taste? Or do we allow this person to also get what she's worth, get paid what she's worth? And I mean, she has proven herself to not only like white people, but even to us. And I think we should allow her to at least, like, that's how we're gonna start learning. I mean, she had a deal with Netflix. She has a deal with now Disney. Like, she is literally saying, guys with channels, please put our sisters and brothers on, you know, like, make it okay for big productions and big networks to be run by Black people. And I think that's what she's also trying to highlight. Next, I'm going to use this contour palette from Scarlet Hill, and I'm just going to sort of bronze my face. She's not heavily bronzed as well, so just gonna again adapt it to my own style, just give it that thing that I like. And so I think we need to afford different Black people, both who identify as Black, both who don't know what the hell they're speaking about, to be better informed. Could she have done it a different way? Perhaps, but we don't know what that deal encompassed. Maybe Disney only wanted her to be in it. So it's like you're doomed if you do and you're doomed if you don't. However, I do understand and completely understand the frustrations that as Africans we ask ourselves, like, why doesn't Beyonce come here? Why doesn't she give us the experience that she does for other European countries? Why does she not come here? Like, what is actually deterring her? Why does the whole world get to experience this person who says, hey, like, I am this person that wants to highlight these highlight Africa, blah 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 blah. Do you holiday here? Do you come here? Do you have a concert? Like, I love Beyonce, but some of the things are also a little bit puzzling, and that's certainly one of them. And I think she can make a greater effort into just, coming to the continent, really truly celebrating what she feels she is celebrating, not just to come here for content and then going. And so I feel like she really needs to just be aware of that. Okay, last but not least in our look, I'm going to do my lips. I'm going to take this, I only have like a light pink and a dark red, and obviously the lips are like a very bright pink. So I'm going to try and mix this red and this light pink together. And I'm going to start with the light pink, just to define it a bit. Because obviously it's like a full pink lip. Okay, let me throw on my lash real quick. Okay, so I'm going to continue with my lip. And now I'm going to go in with the red. See, now we're getting a brighter pink. And then... Okay, guys, so this is my final look. Okay, I feel very regal. This is actually a Ghanaian print fabric that I got made into a dress like a long time ago, and I just wrapped like this little dock around. So feeling very chic, very royal, very regal. And yeah, that's basically my review and my take on the look that I showed you. I love like the shimmery smoky eye, and I really love the bright bold pink. Like I said, it's something that we're not really used to seeing Beyonce in, but I also just love pink on like a black woman. It is tadoi, okay? All in all, yeah, man, I think the woman tried. I think she tried to represent as much as possible. I really appreciate the fact that she did her research, worked with local people in different, aspects of the research that she did to produce the film. I think the biggest criticism is that Black Africans are so tired of, number one, being used for their culture, for the things that they go through in daily life that people find appeasing. If you go to any African tourism site, there's like poor kids. There's even a tourist thing where you can go to the township and like see poverty stricken children, which is like not a good representation of Africans. And I don't think that we should attract that kind of negativity to our continent. I think there's so much more to highlight, so much more that can be highlighted, So I definitely feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. The African story is not just like poverty. If Beyonce can tour Europe, she can definitely tour Africa. There is no this, that, and the other about it. I just think that it's possible. We can definitely take the good things out of what Beyonce was trying to do and also do it ourselves, and also, make sure that we support Black business, because I know a whole lot of you who don't even like supporting Black business and yet will be the first to complain that Beyonce is doing something else. So unity is number one. Number two, let's make sure that we are uplifting each other, sending love to each other, amplifying the African voice in a positive light. So much has been done to destroy that, and I think we're gonna have to be the ones that build that. And my dog is being annoying. So yeah, guys, that is it from me. I hope that you enjoyed my little rant, unpopular opinions about Black is King. I do think you guys should check it out, but also check out all the other African things. I'm definitely gonna make it an effort to, you know, support more Black business, support more Black initiatives, support. Please do press the subscribe button if you haven't already done that, so we become a family. We are a growing family here. I love and appreciate every single 29 of you who watch my channel, look into what I create, and thank you so much for everyone who watches this channel. It's really great I love producing the work, and I love, you know, getting your feedback, what I can improve and everything. So please leave a comment down below if you do have one, and also don't forget to press the notification bell so that you can get alerts when I upload a new video, which is every Thursday. We'll see each other next week. All right then, bye.